So the next component that we'll be looking at will be the app bar. So what is an app bar? So app bar displays the content on the top of the screen with some basic styling and basic structure of the content. So it provides a basic background with content and action and links which can be used inside the navigation bars, and it provides a by default blue background color in which we can add text, we can add logo of the website, we can add links, we can add buttons and so many things. And it can be used to build the navigation bars in the material UI with content like buttons. We can add positions like sticky, and then we can change the stylings of the navigation bar. And if we look at the properties, what are the properties that we have? So we have the position, which is very important. So we can have a position, we can have the position to the top, we can add sticky position, we can have fixed position. And then we have some additional properties like color, we can change the color, we can have a SX to change the styling of the app bar, that how we want, and more. And now we can just move on to the material UI to see about the app bar. So we can just move on to the app bar. Now you can see the app bar displays the information and actions relating to the current screen. And now you can see the top app bar provides the content and actions relating to the current screen, and it is used for branding, screen titles, and navigation bar and actions. Now you can see, if I will now just move on to the material UI here, now you can see this is an app bar which they are using. So we can just add an app bar for the information about our website. And now you can see we have a basic app bar, and now you can see these are the menu button, and we have a news which can be a logo of the website, and then we have the login logout buttons. Now you can say we have the logout feature, we can have a photos, and then we have a responsive menu on the web bar, like how the header looks in the real world, and then we have some logos with the search tags and more. So now these all are optional, but now the main thing is that how can we build the navigation bar with the app bar component. So now we can just move on to the Visual Studio Code, and we can import the app bar from the material UI, and inside this div now we can just add an app bar. So the app bar is now added, and inside the app bar now we can add anything. Like if I will now just directly add the hello, if I will now save, now if I will now just move on to the application, now you can see the application is now changed, and now we can see the app bar onto the top of the screen. And then we have a variant also on the app bar, so we can have a variant. So we have two variant. If you will just hover over it, now you can see we have the variant. The first one is the elevation, which is default, and then we have the outlined. So if I will now just provide as the outlined, now you can see the app bar will be like, it will be outlined, and now you can see there is no any shadows on the app bar, and with the elevation there are some shadows. So we can just remove the variant from there. So this is how the app bar can work. And then we can just add a buttons inside the app bar. We can add some text, like we can add a typography, like it can be a logo of the application, like logo. And then after that we can just add a button inside the app bar, so it can be a button, and then we can just define a color of the button, and it can be a error, and then we can just define the button, like it can be a login. So if I will now save, now you can see now we have the logo, and then after that now we have the button. Now you can see this is the button of the login, but now the design is not good, so we can just fix the designing as well. But this is how the app bar works in the material UI. So then we can have a app bar, but there is one thing. So app bar is just like a basic nav tag that is available inside the HTML, and to add some real content inside that, we need to use the toolbar. So about the toolbar, what is a toolbar? So toolbar provides a basic structure for adding the elements. So it will add elements inside that in a structured manner. So it just provides a structure for adding content, like in a flex row properties. And if we add a toolbar, it gives a real feel of how the navigation bar works in the real world. So we can see the properties of the toolbar, like it has the flex properties for displaying, and then it can have more additional properties like color, SX, and these all are common in all of the components. So we can just move on directly again to the Visual Studio Code, and then we can just remove this typography inside that. And if I will now just add a toolbar inside that, so the toolbar is now imported. And now if I will now just add a typography here for the logo, so it can be a logo of the website, and after that we can just add here the button. So if I will now save, now you will see the changes onto the screen. Now you can see the app bar is now increased, and now we have the button also on the navigation bar. And now you can see we have the button also, but the button is now, and then we can give the color to the button as well, because both will have the blue background colors and it will not be visible. So we can just add a color as the warning. So if I will now save, And now you will see, now we have the logo and then we have the button. Now you can see everything is available in the structured manner. And now we can just provide more styling here, like we can just provide a SX prop to the button, and then we can just add a margin from the left, and it will be equals to the auto. So then you will see now the button will move to the right side of the page. Now you can see the button is now moved to the right side, and then we can just change the variant of the button as well. So it can be a variant, and it will be equals to the content. So if I will now save, now you will see the variant will be the content of the button, and now you can see we have the logo also on the web page. So this is how the navigation bar works in the Material UI. So now we have built the navigation bar. So now we have covered the app bar and the toolbar with the Material UI.